When you raise your love vibration to another level, you will be more magnetic, you will feel more in your own embodied frame, and you'll notice your whole entire outer reality begins to change. What I'm going to share with you in this video is what has completely revolutionized my own vibration, allowed me to attract love in unlike anything before, and also how you can do the same exact thing. I'm going to show you the 5 things you must let go of in order to raise that love frequency to a completely new level. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. And on this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 things that I've let go of that completely transform my own life and my own vibration around love as well. 5-6 months ago, I had much more blocks in the love compartment, whether that is receiving love, giving love, understanding how I saw myself, and I felt a lot of blocks. It was almost like energy blocks that were there from childhood experience. I was experiencing at the time like boundary issues where I would find myself in situations where people were in a way taking advantage of my energy because I allowed them to. I'd find myself feeling guilty if I were to not do things that maybe I didn't want to do. I felt like mainly I wasn't in my most powerful frame of me unapologetically being myself. And I realized that I also had this like very important, I made people in my life very important and kind of put them on a pedestal. And I had these patterns that were reflections of childhood patterns. And once I became aware of this, so much in my life began to change. But one of the biggest game changers for me was when I met my shadow work integration coach. My shadow work integration coach, whose name is Doug, is been in my life now for about 8 to 9 months. It's completely transformed my life because what he helps me do is look at my own shadow, look at the unconscious parts of myself that are running different levels of my life. And really what he helps me do is to become more embodied, literally to bring the energy more into my own body. And once I began to do that, my results and the way people responded to me, my ability to set boundaries, my sense of worthiness, my sense of self completely transformed. And that's why I want to share what those 5 things are in this video that has allowed me to really transform my love life, the way that I relate to other people, and just the way I show up as well. So the first thing that I've had to let go of is I've had to let go of codependent patterns. Codependent patterns are these patterns that we have within us where we may rely on other people in order to get our needs met. I realized that growing up, I had experiences with parents that were doing the best they could with where they were, but there were definitely some emotional unavailability patterns there. And what happened is that gave me, in a way, a sense of low self-worth where I thought there was something wrong with me. I felt like I was broken and I had to mold myself in order to accommodate other people. Now, when you look at this, when I am molding and I am changing my own center of gravity to make other people happy, that was also dwindling my own masculine energy, because masculine energy is meant to be still, it's meant to be present, and when that's the case, then the feminine can, in a way, be safe in that container. But if I'm moving depending on what the woman's emotions are doing, then it's really ungrounding my sense of worthiness, my sense of self as well. I realized that, through becoming more embodied and working with Doug, helped me become aware that I had this pattern of tuning myself to the woman's emotions, because I had to do that to survive when I was a kid, because I had the stepmom in my life from 7 to 15 years old that I had to constantly tune myself to in order to survive. So what I had to learn to do is how to bring the energy more into my body and how to release the codependent patterns of having to change for anybody else. Once I began to do this, my whole entire life changed. I didn't care what people thought nearly as much. I could set boundaries with people. People stopped taking advantage of me. I used to feel like sometimes when I would go into public and meet people that knew me from my YouTube channel, that sometimes I would, in a way, lose my sense. I'd want to, in a way, be a certain way for them. And there was this sense of losing myself versus just being grounded. And once I began doing that, the interactions became so much better. It just changed so much in my life. And also I was able to really let go of past relationships. There was a past relationship that was so hard for me to let go of because I was so attached. And once I realized that that relationship to me represented the relationship with the emotionally unavailable parents growing up, it made it way easier, but I had to really go within myself and feel safe in my own container, knowing I don't need to be around anyone else's energy in order for me to feel whole and complete. Once that happened, everything began to change. And that's really one of the most important parts of understanding attracting love and being love, is detaching and unattaching yourself from other people thinking that they are going to make you happy. Now, one thing that we're going to be doing from July 1st to July 21st is a 21-day Raise Your Love Vibration Challenge. Now, I've done the 21-day Raise Your Vibration Challenge before. This is a completely new one on raising your love vibration. So whether you're in a relationship and you want to go deeper, or you're single and you want to release love blocks, you want to heal your attachment pattern, you want to let go of codependent patterns that may be in your life so that you can feel 100% worthy, whole, and complete and have magnetic energy. That challenge, and this challenge is for you. You can click the link below or go to aarondoughty.com/love, L-O-V-E. You can join right now. We have everybody joining. There's going to be thousands of people in this. You're going to become part of a high vibe tribe. What makes this different than YouTube is it's not just videos. This is 21 days in a row of a process that you go through wiring in and letting go of the old to then wire in the new, so that by the end of it, you are a completely new, higher vibrational, loving version of you. So if you want to join right now as well, this video is going to go out when there is still time to get the bonuses. There's 2 amazing bonuses. One is with my shadow work integration coach. He is the one that I've never shared before. Has completely helped me transform my own masculine energy and understanding really how to tap in and tune and hold the container for the feminine energy. He also helps women too, though. So there's going to be this workshop on masculine and feminine energy. So if you're a woman that feels like maybe you have too much masculine energy activated, that'll help you. That'll help you as a man. Also, if you want to become more tapped into your masculine energy. So that's a whole workshop that you're going to get access to. We're going to be going live with that. And then there's going to be another workshop as well with my friend Matt, who's a dating expert, who's going to help with attachment styles. So if you want those 2 bonuses, click the link below. Now is one of the last chances to join with those bonuses. You'll see that at aarondoughty.com/love. And the second thing that you must let go of in order to attract love, that I had to let go of, is the emotion of shame. Now, this also ties back to the first one, where I was feeling, there's this thing that happens when we're kids, where something happens and we then make an internalization that says, I'm broken, there's something wrong with me. When I was a kid and my parents started becoming emotionally unavailable, I felt like maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm not worthy of attention or love. And then what happened is I internalized that. Shame is an identity. Once I became aware just months ago that my identity was that I'm not worthy of love, and I realized I tend to attract emotionally unavailable people, it's because it feels like a familiar pattern from when I was a kid. Now the key and the cure to this, and something we go over in the 21-day challenge, is realizing that your mom or dad's emotional unavailability when you were a kid had nothing to do with you. Your parents divorcing when you were a kid had nothing to do with you. As kids, we internalize these things. We then think it's a part of our identity that our parents or that somebody else maybe wasn't present or showing up in that way. And therefore, what we do is we then settle and we bring that sense of identity into our current relationships. Realize it has nothing to do with you. Maybe you've attracted someone in your life that's also emotionally unavailable and maybe it didn't work out. Or maybe what happened is you have an ex that you broke up with, or they broke up with you, and maybe they're now dating someone else and you think that means you're unworthy. It's almost like we're afraid somebody's going to leave us or not be with us, and then it means we're not worthy. It doesn't mean that. It just means it didn't work out and it has nothing to do with you. But you have to take responsibility for that. You have to take responsibility for knowing that that's not your energetic thing that you have to prove. You don't have to prove your love. When I began to be in my own body and embody that energy and feel the separation between my parents, knowing they did the best they could, but it had nothing to do with me, I started to feel more worthy. I started to have higher standards. I then attracted someone in my life that is emotionally available. It's crazy how powerful this stuff is, but that really is the key. Now, the third thing that you need to let go of in order to raise your love vibration is you need to let go of attachment and trying to control love. Love is something you can't control. Love is something that happens naturally. Trying to control it and put the ego desires into it butchers up the vibration. Let go and trust. When I was going through some of the patterns from the past where I was feeling like in the moment, like really attached, I now look and can see that I had to go through that, but also it led me to something even deep and something that just feels so aligned. So any of you can do that. Now, I was not able to attract in love into my life until I completely let go of the past. That's the key. When you have an energetic thread to the past relationship, to a story, it keeps that vibration alive and it doesn't allow in room for anything new. Imagine a dog with a bone in its mouth and it wants a new bone. Imagine there's one bone that's been chewed up so much and maybe it's run its course. But imagine that there's a delicious bone that would be much more resonant right over there, but the dog's not willing to let go of the bone in its mouth. Well, that's kind of what happens when you hold on to an ex. You're keeping the bone in your mouth and you can't actually make room and space for something new, for something else. So you have to make the choice to let go. Now, it seems like it's hard to let go of an ex, but the only reason it's hard is because there's reasons that keep you attached. You're afraid that if you let go of your ex, you're not going to find a deep love in your life. You're afraid that if you let go of your ex, then it's gone forever. Or you're afraid that if you do, they're going to find somebody better or somebody, that's going to prove to you you're unworthy. Realize that letting go is an act of self-love. Letting go of that attachment is something that you don't have to internalize if they find somebody else, but at the same time, it's realizing that you always attract a reflection of the inner work you've done. I attracted somebody that was very deep connection. It was an amazing depth of connection, but at the same time, I thought that was the deepest it's ever going to get. And the reason that was because I had this belief that there aren't that many spiritual people that I would resonate with. Once I realized that, you meet somebody at the depth of where you are, it's like, no, it only gets deeper. You're only going to find someone that's more of a resonance. All you have to do is trust the process. So that's the third thing you have to let go of. The fourth thing that you have to let go of is understanding your own sense of values and not molding your values to other people's. You want to be in your own frame. When I started living by my own values, now what this means is this is one of the things we talk about as well in the 21-day Raise Your Love Vibration Challenge. When your vibration is you are tuning to your own inner compass of values, you will then find somebody that also has those values. This is one of the activities we do. Imagine that what you've been doing before is you've been settling. Maybe you've been molding your reality to what everybody else wants. And the key to this is realizing, what do you want in a partner? What kind of values do you want in a partner? Let go of the checklist as well. They need to be this. They need to look this way, have green eyes, and all this stuff that it makes it really complicated. Look at the values. What are the values? The desire is somebody that has integrity with themselves. Somebody that is spiritually focused on doing the work. Somebody that goes into their shadow. Somebody that does and is very present. These are all things you can begin to realize that this is what you want. Okay, how can I give myself these things? How can I embody this vibration? How can I be in integrity with my own word? How can I be present with myself? How can I, be patient, or whatever your values are? You then embody them. You live by those values. And when you're dating, what you do is you compare to see, are they living by those values? And then you have a standard. So that's a good thing. You have a sense of your own gravity. So that's something that you want to be aware of, is let go of molding to other people's and have your own, because then you're leading in your own frame. Now, the fifth thing that you must let go of is you must let go of realizing that sometimes deep relationships in your life are familiar relationships in your life, but what you must do is you must be going into your own work and you must become emotionally available. I realized that I was attracting emotionally unavailable people because it felt familiar from my childhood, but also I was emotionally unavailable. I was afraid of what that meant to be with somebody that was emotionally available. And what I was doing is I was choosing people that weren't choosing me, because it felt similar to a childhood dynamic. Once I started choosing myself, that's when my life really began to change. So like I said, that changes everything. These 5 things will revolutionize your love vibration. And if you want to join the 21-day Raise Your Love Vibration Challenge, now is the best time to join. You get 2 bonuses, 21 days in a row. I'll be going live every day, or I'll have experts I bring in to do live that are experts at this. And if you can't make the live videos, they'll be replays, so it's all good. There's a high vibe tribe you're gonna get access to. We're gonna be doing and wiring it in with accountability. It is so powerful. Go to aarondoughty.com/LOVE/love. Join Meow, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace, much love, and namaste.